A grand jury subpoena is not a routine IRS notice. It is not an information document request. It is not a standard audit letter. If you receive one or discover that your accountant, your bank, your bookkeeper, your payroll provider, or crypto exchange received one connected with your records, guess what? You may already be the target of a federal criminal tax investigation. And the first 48 hours can determine whether you help your defense or help the government build its case. Hi, I'm David W. Klasing. I'm a dual licensed tax attorney and CPA, and for more than 25 years, I've represented taxpayers facing high-risk civil and potential criminal tax matters. Today, I'm going to explain what a grand jury subpoena means, what you absolutely should not do, and how the first 2 days can shape the outcome of a potential criminal tax case. A grand jury subpoena typically means that the federal prosecutors, often working alongside IRS criminal investigation, are using a grand jury authority to gather evidence related to a potential criminal tax prosecution. The subpoena is going to demand things like testimony, documents, or both. And it may come in and seek things like bank records, accounting files, QuickBooks data, cryptocurrency records, payroll information, payment processor reports, or written communications between you and your service providers, your attorney, your CPA. This is not routine compliance. It is criminal tax territory. Preserve everything. Your very first priority is preservation. Whatever you do, don't be an Arthur Anderson and start deleting things like emails, texts, QuickBook entries, Slack messages, point-of-sale exports, crypto wallet records, invoices, calendar entries, or any type of written notes. Do not come in and start renaming files. Do not backdate documents. Do not attempt to clean up anything. Listen, even if your underlying tax issue has strong defenses, the very act of destroying or altering records can create an entirely separate criminal obstruction problem. The next thing to do is stop casual communications. Most people outright panic and start making phone calls when they find out they're under criminal investigation. Listen, that can be disastrous. Whatever you do, don't start calling employees, bookkeepers, accountants, any potential witness, especially other subpoena recipients. If you're trying to compare stories or coordinate explanations, even innocent conversations can later be portrayed by the government as witness tampering, false statements, or obstruction of justice, separate crimes. You need to control communications immediately. Whatever you do, don't start producing documents right off the bat. A subpoena does not eliminate privilege, especially attorney-client privilege and attorney work product protections. They can still apply. Before producing records, your outside counsel, your criminal tax defense counsel, it's what we do, must come in and determine what is privilege, what must be produced, and what could be challenged as privileged and not produced, and whether there's a Fifth Amendment concern involving any of the evidence. Rushing production without analysis can waive protections that cannot be later recovered. The first thing your counsel is going to want to determine is whether you're a target, a witness, or a subject. Listen, that's the whole ballgame here. One of the most important questions is, who are you in this investigation? A witness, a subject, or a target? Well, the answer is not always obvious, and it can easily change depending on what you have to say or what your records show. Today's record custodian can become tomorrow's criminal tax defendant. If your document suggests cash payroll, false deductions, altered books, unreported income, or fabricated records, you need to understand your exposure, and that changes your defense strategy entirely. First of all, voluntary disclosure may no longer be available. Many taxpayers assume they can still quietly fix their criminal tax exposure problems. But a grand jury subpoena can dramatically alter your voluntary disclosure options. If you don't know what that is, visit my website and punch in voluntary disclosure and start reading. At this stage, the objective is no longer routine correction. The objective becomes damage control. Your criminal tax defense counsel must evaluate the government's likely theories of prosecution, the size of any tax loss, the evidence of your willfulness, if any, and the strongest path to reducing exposure. That's what we specialize in. Anything that looks like a cover-up is going to make your situation exponentially worse. Whatever you do, do not create new invoices. Do not generate after-the-fact logs. Do not change payroll records. Do not reclassify expenses without proper documentation and counsel. Whatever you do, don't ask your original preparer to come in and fix the story. They're government witness number one if this blows up on you. In a criminal tax case, the cleanup effort often becomes the government's strongest evidence of your willfulness and consciousness of guilt. So, if you've received a grand jury subpoena, or you discover that someone connected to your business or your records received such an subpoena, you need to treat the situation as a criminal tax emergency. At the tax law offices of David W. Klasing, our dual licensed attorneys and CPAs routinely help taxpayers evaluate subpoena scope, preserve records, protect privilege, assess exposure, and develop defense strategies designed to reduce risk of indictment and prosecution. Call 1-800-681-1295 or visit Klasing-associates.com to schedule a confidential reduced rate initial consultation today. The first 48 hours here may shape the rest of your case. Dave Klasing, tax attorney, CPA, Criminal Tax Defense Counsel.